supporting me. So, now see that. What do you see? What your mind sees. Me, background, huh? Other people, some thoughts, they are all images in the mind. Pay attention. We are picking up which sutra? Fifth sutra, which says the contents of the thoughts are either painful or not painful, and they are of five classifications. Every thought here and there. Are you looking at me? Answer is yes. Are you listening to me? Yes, these are the images takes place in the mind. Image. Image come and go. Images in the mirror come and go. Just remember. Just remember this. You wake up in the morning, the mind is awake and it picks up the images. All these images are known as the thoughts, feeling, sensations, pain, pleasure, duality, conflict, relationship, color, anxiety, stress, duality, conflict. What I'm saying? Just become aware that they are the images in the mind. Sam was explaining going for an interview, anxious, also an image. Nothing more than that image. And the moment you are aware of that inside you, even if you have tremendous commitment, like my dear friend, you are free from it. This is what I'm saying, contemplation and reflection. Now tell me, which one is greater, practice or knowledge? One guy asked my master that which one is greater, practice or knowledge? Practice and knowledge. Thank you, David and Jerry. I was waiting for you. Waiting for you. So, which one is greater? I was waiting for you. So, greater practice or knowledge? Practice, raise, say one. Knowledge, say two. Which one is greater? Then I will tell you the answer. My practice is greater. Practice is, do you practice it? Do you practice regularly? Now see the difference in terms of the Eastern wisdom. No doubt practice is greater, but the knowledge is neither greater nor lower. Knowledge is knowledge. Whether I know Lara or I do not know Lara, Lara will remain Lara. Knowledge of the Nara, Lara will remain. Knowledge of the Stephen will remain Stephen. Knowledge of the David will remain knowledge. Isn't it? Whether I know David or I don't know David. The knowledge as such will remain. The knowledge is neither greater nor lower. Can I become aware of this fact? Based on this fact, what is the knowledge? What is the knowledge? What the master says. Now understand what this Patanjali is saying. Vratayaha panchatayaha kleshta akleshta. What is the meaning of contemplation? First understand the meaning. It says vritti. Vritti means thought, behavior, attitude, feeling, anxiety, stress, duality, pleasure. All the contents of the mind is nothing but known as vritti. Second is, it is panchatayaha. It is fivefold. Why the master says it is fivefold? We have to find an answer. Kleshta akleshta. What it says, either these thought, behavior, attitude are either painful or not painful. This we have to understand, and we have to see how we can apply this in our life. Day to day, here and now. What do you see? You see me, you see the background, you see other people, you feel your body, isn't it? The mind says, I'm comfortable, I'm okay, I'm listening to it. Mind says, no, my mind is distracted. All these are images in the mind. These are known as vritti. These are known as what is seen by the mind. Can I become aware of the all the time? What is seen by the mind? What is felt by the mind? What is experienced by the mind? Here and now, commitment, that is also a thought. No commitment, that is also a thought. Do you see that? Once you become aware of all the thoughts, behavior, attitude, all 24 by 7, just do this week from today. Just become aware. They are all images happening in the mind. Now, the word vritti. Vritti, it comes from the word vrat. Vrat means circle. Circle means the wheels of a car constantly moving around around a center. And what is that center? Once you understand the center, you understand why the thoughts are coming. What is the center? Center are six. What are those centers? Are six. Desire, liking, and pleasure. Desire, pain. Desire, disliking, and pain. Now understand the sutra. What he says, all the thoughts are either painful or non-painful. Do you see me? It's a neutral perception. So there is no pain. There is also no pleasure. But whatever the words that I am conveying to you causes a kind of a pleasure. But what is the cause of all the six? The cause of all the six is ignorance, avidya. This is why the master is saying vritti means these thoughts are constantly repetitive. In earlier days, we used to have DVD. DVD moves in a circle. So whatever is recorded in that DVD cannot be erased. Now we have those uh, re-recording is there, but in earlier days, the same way the mind revolves around the circle. And that revolving around the circle is the content of the DVD. It is not the DVD. It is the content of the mind. Can I become aware? Can I just become aware? Anxiety comes, image. Pleasure comes, image. Oh, it is an image in the mind. You start playing with the mind. I can tell you this week, just try this. You start playing with the mind. Commitment, distraction, they are the content in the mind. Separate them. They are not the DVD. Why? So he is pointing the nature of the mind. Can you tell me what is the color of mind? Why I say images? There is no color of the mind. The mind is colorless. So when the mind sees the blue color, it becomes blue. Are you getting it? When it sees the anxiety, it becomes anxious. When it sees the excitement, it becomes excited. What is the weight of the mind? No weight. It takes the shape, it takes the color, it takes the caste, it takes the gender, it takes the. So our masters say that artha abhyasa. Abhyasa means practice, and artha means meaning. The mind takes the shape of what it understands. There is no anxiety. Mind takes the shape of anxiety. There is no reaction. Mind takes the shape of a reaction. The mind is not colorful. Mind takes the shape of the color it sees. So that color also includes anxiety, duality, conflict, etc., 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 etc. Mind takes the shape of ignorance and it becomes ignorant. That is why in the last session, I think we discussed that the mind is like a mirror. Can I simply become aware? First, you become aware. You are anxious, or mind has taken the shape of anxiety, and smile and see what happens. Every day, here and now, just say that the mind is focused. That is why it is focused on what I am speaking. Do you see that? This is what Patanjali is saying in this sutra. Fear, anxiety, duality, conflict, they are all the images taking place in the mind. Oh, you see that? Anxiety is there. Let the mind create an image of peace and see what happens to the anxiety. There and then. Don't say that I'm driving, I will go back home, I will practice meditation, then I will get rid of the anxiety. Why you have created so many thoughts in between anxiety and peace? In the second chapter, Patanjali talks of Ashtanga Yoga. We are not talking of Ashtanga Yoga. First chapter is for the seekers, higher level of the seekers who are committed. So whatever is seen in the mind, just say that it is thought, behavior, attitude, feeling, sensation, images in the mind. They are not you. They are separate from you. So now another question. Another question comes. How, why the Patanjali says there are five-fold classification of thoughts, behavior, attitude. Vritti does not mean only thoughts. It means thoughts, behavior, attitude, feeling, sensation, content of the mind. And they all are images. The Patanjali says that there are trillions and trillions of thoughts that are stored in the mind. We cannot get rid of all of them by counting. So, hence, we can classify so that you can become aware this particular thought belongs to one of the five-fold classification. First classification, whatever is the fact perceived by, well, what is the fact perceived by the mind and the sense organs based on our social understanding. You are a man, you are a woman, you are young, you are old. All these are facts. But when the mind distorts this perception, it becomes a wrong perception. So we have lot of thoughts that is moving in the mind all the time. Distortion of perception means what? Lara is Lara. For example, the moment I say Lara is bad, Lara is good. I don't see that good and bad except in the thoughts. That is a wrong perception. Then the mind starts dreaming, fancies, imagination. That is the third category of thoughts. Fourth category of thoughts are nothing but memory. What a beautiful dog Jerry has. And then the mind says, oh, I have seen the same kind of a dog last year, memory. Another painful memory, that dog attacked me. You see, the memory. That is how the mind is creating one image after the image. This week, just become aware that whatever is seen, felt, experienced is nothing but the images appear and disappear in your mind. You will come to know what it means by painful and the non painful thought process going on into your mind. And I can tell you, if you do it from today for about even for 2 days, when we are going to meet on Thursday, you will see you have dropped the burden, tremendous burden. You will experience total lightness in the body. The body starts become healthier and healthier. That is why one Upanishad says, now coming to the Gita, what Krishna, the originator of yoga, says with reference to this sutra. Manohi dividham proktam. Amrit Bindu Upanishad. There is an Upanishad which says mind is of two types, pure and impure. Impure mind is caused by desire, liking, disliking. These are the processes, how the thought enters into our mind, but behind it, that process is ashuddham kama sankalpam, the desire first. Second is liking and disliking. Third is attachment and detachment. Fourth, delusion. Fifth, pride. Sixth, uh, moh, mad, mat, matsarya, pride, ego. And the last one is jealousy, hatred, or intense desire to live, but do not know why we are living. That is the meaning of what he says, vratayah panchatayah klesha klishta aklishta. So now coming to Krishna, what he says, raga dvesha vimuktaye. The moment you have raga, means the attachment, become aware that it is image in the mind. Dvesha, detachment, disliking, image in the mind. Even if you dislike the beard of the speaker, just say it is image in the mind. Liking, image in the mind. Hating, image in the mind. Appearing for an interview, the mind becomes anxious, Sam. It is image in the mind. Keep your goal intact and then see what happens. The mind will become empty, and that emptiness will give you a glimpse of the real nature. Thoughts about the truth, the facts, based on the intellect, the first group of thoughts. Thought based on incorrect perception. Second category, thoughts without reality, daydreaming, imagining. Then we have sleep. Uh, why do you say one day that it's a good morning? Because something was going on in deeper sleep. Good thoughts were there, bad thoughts were there. Then you say it's a bad morning. after waking up, and the memory. Memory. So, can we do it every day? That is our. So, what we are doing, we will go deeper after a few sessions into this mantra. Why we are creating? We are putting another thought. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Well being. You see, thought is a mantra with a meaning. So we want to replace, we want to break that cycle, that circle where the mind is moving into pain, pleasure, anxiety, duality, conflict. That is why I introduced this mantra: well being, peace, completeness, and auspiciousness. What is our goal? Natural state of the mind. It is perfectly natural because mirror does not store any impression. So what I'm saying, translating, my master used to say that you just see that your mind is a mirror and all these thought, feeling, behavior, attitude is appearing as images, and they come and they go. I hold on to it. Who holds on to it? Who is this I? Ego sense. The fifth one. Where the ego senses come from, the delusion that I am the doer and the enjoyer. From where the doer and the enjoyer has come? Because of attachment and detachment. From where the attachment and detachment has come? Liking and disliking. From where the liking and disliking has come? From the desire. All our thoughts. No, I'm joking. Am I not committed, Lara? Is there any relationship between commitment and distraction? Tell me. No, ask yourself, hammer your mind. Hammer your mind and break that circle. What is that circle? Vratayah panchatayah klishta aklishta. Then you will smile even if you have 100 commitments. Why don't you share some commitment with me? Think of this. Think. Contemplate. So when you reflect on this again and again, one day you will discover that this, whatever is seen, seen means whatever is seen, known, felt, experienced by the mind are nothing but the images appearing and disappearing in the mind. Mind is colorless, it has no shape, it has no gender. Huh? Then what happens? Anxiety outside, stress outside, duality. This is what Patanjali is explaining. Fivefold, we cannot count it. But do I see the right perception? Finished. This is one image, right perception, no problem. Incorrect perception, I become aware this is an image, memory, and the mind becomes empty. So, this is one process that we are doing on Mondays and Thursdays, and we are not looking for all those images. We are looking for the seer on Saturday's session. I cannot go into the Saturday session if I understand, if I have the right knowledge. That is why I said, who is the greater between the practice and the knowledge? So answer is, my master said, practice is definitely greater. What about the knowledge? Knowledge remains as it is. There is nothing to be greater or lower. Knowledge is the knowledge. If I know Jerry, so Jerry will remain Jerry. So there is no greater, there is no lesser. So the practice takes us to that knowledge. And that knowledge liberates us. Do you remember what I said? What Master says Saya vidya sa vimuktai. The real knowledge is that knowledge which liberates us from suffering. Knowledge is knowledge. Once you have the knowledge, you are already liberated. Practice, it is under your control. You do the practice, you will get the result. You don't do it, you don't get the result. Do you see the difference? Practice. So we are going in the next session. What exactly is the practice explained by Patanjali? So now let us start our